25. An Oba is different than an Oriate.
Hey yo, so shout out to Yvonne Reborn. I have some time to kill and I wanted to do a video. And I chose this particular one to say thank you, Yvonne, for this information. I did not know that there was a difference between Oba and Oriate. The point of this video is to say I have 4 years of Santo Maid. I am an initiate. Yvonne Reborn is an aleo that has an incredible story, and she's making it. It's a part of her mission to educate others. Aborisha, aleo, a non-initiate. I learned something new from a non-initiate. So I saw the video. I confirmed. I reached out to my friend. I didn't take the video for face value. I reached out to my Santero friend and I asked him, yo, I just saw this video from Yvonne Reborn, and she's saying that there's a difference between Oba and Oriate, but I don't think that's right. Like, that's the same shit, Oba, Oriate. And he said, no, they are two different things. They are two different roles within Ocha. And I said, well, I'll be damned. Modo pues. And he explained, okay, this is the difference. This is what the Oba does, this is what the Oriate does. And many Oriates are, contrary to what the video like has at the bottom where it says the Oba and Oriate can't be the same person. To my understanding, they can't, because many Oriates are also Obasis. But I learned something new. I learned something new from an aleo. I remember there was a video that I saw, it was a live, and there was an initiate of, I don't know, I think she had like 18, 20 years, I don't know. But an aleo got on the line, and they were going back and forth. And was the aleo incorrect in his assessment of whatever it is he was saying? Yes, he was incorrect. But the Santera said something that it stuck to me in a not, it made me uneasy. Like, I completely disagreed. She told the aleo, there's nothing that you can teach me. There's nothing that you can tell me. She definitely said there's nothing that you can teach me, but also like along the lines of basically, because you're not initiated and I am, there is nothing that you can tell me that can edify my own growth as a Santera. And so I'm making this video to say you never know when and where your education and growth as an Olocha can come from. I learned a piece of valuable information from a non-initiate. Now, are there a lot of things that a non-initiate can educate me on? Probably not as much, because I've been inside of the Ocha room. I've worked Santos, and I've heard Santos, so on and so forth. But you never know. There are nuggets of information. That's a little nugget. Maybe that's common. I don't know if that's common knowledge. Let me know in the comments if you always thought that the Oba and Oriate are the same person. I always thought they were. But there's a lot, like, I'm not good at adimuses. I'm not good at making tronos. I'm not good with Odu, memorizing the patakis. My thing is the language and the songs. But like, and of course the history. I have a passion for history. But there could be an aleo that's just a beast with the herbs. And even if the person has less years or is not even initiated, hey, if they know something, what am I gonna do? Look at this video and say, oh no, Yvonne, she don't know what she's talking about. She's not even initiated. So there's nothing that she could teach me. There's nothing that this woman can contribute to edifying my own walk as a Santero. No, thank you. thank you, Yvonne, for teaching me something new, for bringing something to light. I went out and I reached to a respected elder that I know, who at least doesn't have 20 years, but is older than me in Santo and has a lot of experience. And he explained, no, there is a difference. And I said, thank you. Thank you for educating me. And I learned that from an Aleo. So I've been making videos before if I ever get initiated. Granted, I stayed in my lane. I did my best to focus on the songs. I spoke about my own personal experiences or topics and whatnot, but I stayed in my lane. I stayed in my lane. Now we have Aleos that they don't stay in their lane, for lack of a better term. But there's always something you can learn. Be open-minded enough to the idea that there may be an Aleo out there that has a nugget of information that you don't know. Don't shut them out. Remember the story of I don't know the actual Odu, but you remember the story where Olofi was sick. Of course, there's variations. But long story short, Olofi, God, was sick, and all the other Orishas were trying to cure God. And Elegua said, no, let me try. And all the other Orishas said, no, you're just a child. You don't know what to do. Let us deal with it. Obatala, Yamaya, Chango, Oba, Ochun. They all said, no, we got this. Elegua, being one of the smallest, they didn't give him the time or day. And when all resources were exhausted, Olofi said, bring Elegua. What does he have to say? So Elegua went out, he made some kind of concoction, a medicine or something, and it brought life back to Olofi. And that's one pataki where Elegua is given the right to be the first one acknowledged and the last one acknowledged in what we do. Of course, there's other patakis, some more folkloric than others, but you get my point. All the other Orishas believe that because he was the smallest, which is another title we also give to Ochun, so keep things in context, but young, he must not know what he's talking about. He's just a little boy. Bring it to what we're talking about. We're talking about Aleos. Oh, man. Must not know what they're talking about. Bueno, I learned something new from an Aleo. Go figure. And you have to be humble enough to admit when you're wrong and say, well, damn, I never knew that. Thank you for educating me. Multiple. God bless you. So, shout out to Yvonne Reborn. And if you haven't seen her content, check it out. If you haven't seen her story, check it out. She's on YouTube. She's on TikTok. Go show your support. And thanks again, Yvonne. Que oloro nagbayo.